morning, guys. So just like last time, I want you to make sure that you have your book, A Long Walk to Water, and a notebook. If you need to go grab those things, go ahead and pause the video and go grab them really quickly, and then we're going to get started. Alright, now that you've had time to pause, go get what you need, and come back, let's get started. So, every time we do a video like this, I'm probably not going to go through and show you exactly what to write in your notebook. Because eventually you're going to get the hang of how to do this. But for the first several videos, I'm going to show you how I want you to do it, and kind of guide you through how to do these things, so that you'll know what I'm looking for when I ask you to send me pictures. Okay? So today, in your topic line, I want you to write a long walk to water. And we're going to call this, so we're going to write meet Naya. So we're going to go through and we're going to answer a few questions today. And we're going to start actually reading the book. So make sure that you put the date at the top, whatever the date is for you, and then put your name. All right. So the first thing I want us to do today is we're going to have a response question. We had one of these last time, so you know what to do with them. So I want you to look at the text. So obviously the text in the book. What do you notice? So obviously I'm not going to write anything here because this is for you to do and I can't give you the answer. So I want you to take a second. I'm trying to use my pen. There we go. So that maybe the fan won't blow it away. I want you to open up your book and check out the text a little bit. Look at the way it looks. Look at the font. Look at the color of it. So think about what you notice about it. So take a minute, pause, flip through your book, look at it and see what you notice immediately about the text. All right, so if you have not had time to write down your answer, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna have you turn this in probably tomorrow. So you need to make sure that you have an answer right here. So your answer should go here. All right, so now that we've noticed this, we notice that parts of the text looks different. And that's because this book is going to have two narrators. So a narrator is the person who tells a story. So there are going to be two people telling stories in this book. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by reading chapter 1. I'm going to read part of chapter 1 to you, and then we're going to talk about a few things. So chapter 1, Southern Sudan, 2008. Going was easy. Going, the big plastic container held only air. Tall for her 11 years, Naya could switch the handle from one hand to the other, swing the container by her side, or cradle it in both arms. She could even drag it behind her, bumping it against the ground and raising a tiny cloud of dust with each step. There was a little weight going. There was only heat, the sun already baking the air, even though it was long before noon. It would take her half the morning if she didn't stop on the way. Heat, time, and thorns. So for today, we're just going to focus on this top part here. All right? So I want you to define something with me before we move on. There's going to be something that we do a lot in this book, and it's going to be called getting the gist. So we're defining the word gist, but getting the gist is going to be the phrase that I use a lot, or telling me the gist. So what this means is figuring out the point of something, understanding what something means. So what getting the gist is, sorry, I whacked my tripod. What getting the gist is just understanding what something is about. So for an example, I want you, your homework for tomorrow is to write the gist of what happened in this section. So you need to do this in complete sentences. I'm going to write in red pen so you know you don't have to write this. Complete sentences in English, because this is English class. So a short summary is what the gist is. And I want you to include everything you know about Naya. So I want you to really pay attention to that passage and write down everything we learn about Naya. Everything we know about her as a person, as a character, what we know from that section. All right? So basically, you're just going to summarize it. You're going to tell me what happened. You give me the gist. So to help you, I'm going to read this again out loud to you. And then if you need to read it again, which you probably will, I want you to read it silently to yourself after I finish. And then answer these questions for tomorrow. All right? So I'm going to start reading again. Southern Sudan, 2008. Going was easy. Going, the big plastic container held only air. Tall for her 11 years, Naya could switch the handle from one hand to the other, swing the container by her side, or cradle it in both arms. She could even drag it behind her, bumping it against the ground and raising a tiny cloud of dust with each step. There was a little weight going. There was only heat, the sun already baking the air, even though it was long before noon. Noon is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so like lunchtime. It would take her half the morning if she didn't stop on the way. Heat, thyme, and thorns. So I want you to write me the gist of what's happening right here. What is this about? What's going on? What do we know about Naya? Who is she? How old is she? What is she doing? Anything that you can find out. All right? So that's what I want you to do for tomorrow. Like yesterday, I'm going to take a picture of this and post it for you. And I also want you, for your homework, to take a picture of what you write. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.